Hello and welcome. I'm George Crump, lead analyst with Stroage Switzerland. We're an analyst firm focused on the storage, server virtualization, and cloud markets. And today we're going to be continuing our test drive of the Drobo series of products. And lately we've been focused on their NAS solutions. So in the last two videos we focused on the new B800 FS and did an upgrade, and then also gave you a tour of the dashboard, the new interface that the Drobo comes with. And as you can see here, we've got 3 units up and running. We've got the Drobo FS, Drobo Pro FS that we featured in the last one. We've got a Drobo Elite, which is our iSCSI based product, and then a new member, Drobo DR, which is also a B800 FS, and it will be a DR target because today we're going to show you the new DroboSync capabilities. What we're going to do to test this is we're going to do a local sync first, which would make sense. Most people, I think, will replicate the initial copy locally and then ship it to wherever, either a remote site or a remote office or something like that. To simulate that remote office, what we're going to do is leverage our Netgear GSM 7224. As you see here, right now I've got the DR Drobo attached to port 8, which I've got running at a gigabit, and then later when we do the simulated remote sync, we've got it at a 10 megabit half duplex, so about as slow as I can get it, to be able to test updates to the system. So with that in place, we will go ahead and set this up. I will say that we have not read the documentation on this. We did take a little bit of a test drive, or just a cold walkthrough, just to make sure that we had an idea what was going on, and that went pretty smooth. So we'll walk through that and point out the things that we did. So anyways, the first thing to do is to set up the Drobo Pro FS as the source. So we just bring that up. You can see we've got about 2 terabytes used already on that, so you know that's going to be a little bit of a long copy with our local. And so we go into DroboSync, menu option here, and then we just click on Set Up DroboSync. The 3 options disabled, which it is now. We can sync this as the source or sync this as the target. Well, this is our primary box, so we want this to be our source. And then what we'll do is we'll set a password. And then this is the IP address. This is for the IP address of the target device. So I happen to know that that is set at 10.0.119. So we've got that set, and then we can say here when do we want the sync time to kick off. We're going to kick it off right away, but if you were setting this up during the day and then wanted to wait till the evening for that initial big sync to happen, this is where you would do that. So we'll leave that as it is. And then how often do you want the update of the remote site to occur? Well, we're going to want that to occur pretty frequently, so we're going to do it every 2 hours. So with that done, we just click OK. And everything is set up and ready to go. Then we go over to our Drobo DR box. You can see that's totally empty. And we select DroboSync. And once again, we set up the DroboSync option here. And obviously this time we don't want it to be the source, we want it to be the target. We get a warning message here that lets us know that if there was data on this box, that it would be overwritten. So obviously that's a good thing to double check and think about, but as we showed you, it's empty. So once again, we set up the password. And so that's set, and you can see the IP address and start times is grayed out here because in the target that doesn't apply. So we click OK. And then, so that's set up to sync as the target. And now what we'll do is we'll go back to our primary box, go back to DroboSync, and now we can tell it to start syncing now. and away we go. So we're setting up to sync this as the source. The the DroboSync is in progress right now, and data will start being copied to it. We'll wait for, we'll check in here in a little bit and see how data is doing, getting copied over, and give you an update a couple of times. You can see, what we'll be able to do is show the space start to fill up here. So you can see we've already used a little bit of space. So thank you for tuning in. George Crump, lead analyst with Stroage Switzerland, with our ongoing test drive of the Drobo FS products and the new DroboSync capability. Hello, this is George Crump, just providing a quick update on our initial DroboSync using the Drobos as a disaster recovery device. So you can see the Drobo DR, which is what we were syncing to. We'll double click on that, and you can see we're almost at 11 gigabytes. So it's obviously got a little while to copy. We've been working on it for a little less than half an hour, I'd say. So we got a little bit of copy time to happen here. We'll let that go ahead and go. But all in all, if you consider that we were from not reading manual, not really much of any prep, and making our initial sync within certainly less than 30 minutes from the time we powered the unit on. That's pretty good for a disaster recovery situation. So once we're done with this initial sync, we'll move it to a slower port to simulate a WAN connection, and then retry the test. Again, this is George Crump. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will provide continued updates. Okay, and just another quick update, and also I wanted to point out one key thing. You can see we're continuing to copy here. We're almost at 15 gigabytes copied. The other thing I wanted to point out is that the primary volume can be used while this copy is happening. You can see we just went over 15 gigabytes. And probably the best way for me to show you that is to save this actual screencast. So we have not saved it yet. Probably a no-no on my part, but we have a lot of confidence in the Drobo product. So we'll minimize this, and this is the product we use called ScreenFlow to record many of these videos. So we will go ahead and save that. Very big file. These create decent sized files. We save all those to the public directory, which is on the Drobo Pro FS, but we'll go ahead and show the drill through to that. And here we go, and we'll just we save everything, all this stuff, to our public directory, and then here's our ScreenFlows directory, and you can see those various videos we've done in the past. And we'll call this DroboSync Test Part 1, being incredibly creative as usual. And we'll go ahead and hit save. And it'll go ahead and save the document for us. Like I said, these are generally about 150 to 200 megs, so you can see it copying it right there. Pretty decent sized file. So all saved up and ready to go. So again, just showing you that the Drobo Pro, or I'm sorry, the B800 can still be used while the syncing is going on. I would say that I really didn't see any noticeable performance difference between the two. Maybe a slight delay, but I don't think so. So very solid, still with performance and everything. And again, you can use the product while it's while the syncing is happening. Once again, this is George Crump, and we will continue to keep you updated.